Shane Black, this is one disappointing movie. The Predator, directed by Shane Black, the man that played Hawkins in the original Predator movie, who was the comic relief in that film. This movie stars Boyd Holbrook as Quinn McKenna, Jacob Tremblay as his son Rory McKenna. You have Olivia Munn, who plays a scientist in the movie. Trevante Rhodes plays a prisoner named Nebraska Williams. You have Keegan-Michael Key in the movie. Thomas Jane is in this film. And the plot of this movie is Boyd Holbrook plays Quinn McKenna, who is going after some drug cartels. He sees a predator kill all of his men. The predator leaves behind some alien technology for Quinn to find. Quinn sends the alien technology home, where his son, played by Jacob Tremblay, finds it and starts playing with it like it's a video game. The Predator gets captured by these government scientists led by Sterling K. Brown's character. Sterling K. Brown calls in Olivia Munn, who plays a scientist. Then you have this bigger predator coming to Earth to go after the first predator with these predator dogs. And Quinn McKenna also gets captured by Sterling K. Brown. Quinn McKenna ends up on this bus with some guys to be sent to an insane asylum or loony bin. He and the guys on the bus team up to fight against this big predator. And Boyd Holbrook wants to get back to his son in order to get the alien technology. They meet up with Olivia Munn, and that's pretty much our movie. Now, right there you can see that the plot to this movie is very, very complicated. It shouldn't be this complicated. This is a Predator movie. It should be simple. The first movie had a very simple plot. You had a group of mercenaries led by Arnold Schwarzenegger's character Dutch. They're on a mission. They meet up with this predator alien who starts hunting them down one by one. There's your movie. Predator going after Dutch and his friends in the jungle. That's a very simple film. The second film was also pretty simple. The predator is in a city, and the predator is going after some drug dealers, and our main hero is Danny, I'm too old for this, Glover from Lethal Weapon. And that film is actually pretty good. I think that film is a bit underrated. And then you have the Alien vs. Predator movies, which were terrible films. Maybe the first one is okay, but the second one is awful. And The Predators has some mixed reception, which starred Adrian Brody. So going into this movie, I was really hoping that this was going to be a fresh start for the Predator franchise, and unfortunately it's not. It's just a terrible movie. It is such a big mess and such a disappointment, really. The positives with this movie is some of the special effects look pretty good. I thought Boyd Holbrook was pretty good in the movie. I did like Olivia Munn in the film. I liked Trevante Rhodes. I thought Keegan-Michael Key was pretty funny in the movie. But the problem with this film is there's so much negative with this movie. There is such a mess with this film. One of the negatives with this film is the fact that the main focus is with Quinn trying to get back to his son and get the alien technology. Jacob Tremblay really doesn't fit in with this movie. He is a wonderful young little actor and has a bright future ahead of him, but he doesn't belong in the Predator movie at all, really. I really wish Jacob Tremblay was not in this movie. I really wish Yvonne Stravinsky, who is a great actress, was not in this movie either. Thankfully, she's not in the movie that much, but Jacob Tremblay is in the movie way too much. Another problem with this film is one of the predator dogs becomes a pet of the humans, and that takes away from how scary the predator dog is. It becomes cute all of a sudden, which really doesn't fit with the movie at all. This film changes the motives of the predator, which is really wrong. The motive of the predator is supposed to be about the predator alien coming to Earth to hunt humans for sport and to hunt humans because it's a challenge. But that's not the reason why the predators are coming to Earth in this movie. The predators are coming to Earth in this movie to take over the planet. That's not the reason why predators come to Earth. You're changing the predator characters. That's not right to do that. This movie is so bad and such a disappointment. There is way too much comic relief in this movie. The original Predator movie had only one character that was the comic relief, and that was Shane Black's character, Hawkins. The other guys do say some funny things, but their funny stuff is done in a serious, manly manner. But in this movie, you have like 3 or 4 characters being the comic relief film, not just Keegan-Michael Key. Thomas Jane is a comic relief character, which I wish he wasn't a comic relief character. You have this long-haired guy who is into the Bible who's a comic relief character, and there's just too much comic relief in this movie. Also, the comic relief in this movie feels like Marvel comic comedy from a Marvel comic film. That doesn't belong in a Predator movie at all! Why are you doing that? Marvel MCU comedy is fine in an MCU film, but not in a Predator movie! This movie is so bad and such a disappointment. I really didn't like this movie. I wanted to like this movie, but all the negative problems with this film were really overshadowed what positives were in this film, really. What few positives. So overall, I'm going to have to give this movie a D, as in don't see it. There are other movies that are better to see this week. White Boy Rick is a really good movie. A Simple Favor starring Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick is really good. But don't see The Predator. Skip this movie. This movie sucks.